Hello everyone, this is Nela speaking for the Curly Hair Project, and I wanted to dedicate another video to the validation of feelings. Mostly I was inspired by Alice's blog about feeling abandoned and how she described that very often what she feels isn't considered to be real. Now, first of all, what I would like to explain is that when you have autism, you do feel things. There seems to be a misconception about that we are not able to feel anything because we do not show it outwardly. But people with autism, and then especially women with autism, are very inwardly when it comes to emotions. It's very hard to translate what you feel inside to the outside. Just imagine it this way. A neurotypical person, when they would walk on the beach and they have water or a wave running over their feet, they would know, A, I'm getting wet. B, I should take my shoes off and enjoy the water. C, I need to move to the side a bit more so I don't get wet. So that's basically how determining emotions works for someone who's neurotypical. When you have ASD or autism, what happens is you walk on that same beach, just like everyone else, we're no different. But instead of a wave crushing onto your feet, we're getting hit by a tsunami. And all you can think about that tsunami is that you're drowning in water. That's it, you're fighting for your life. And that's really how it feels like when you have an emotion, when you feel something. You just know it's there and it's enormous and it's overwhelming, but you don't know what it is, because when you're getting hit by a tsunami, the last thing you want to know is that it's a tsunami and what should you do against a tsunami, because you're busy drowning. You want to fight for your life. And I know this comparison is really extreme, but it is how it feels to a person who has autism. What we feel like emotionally can get so intense and so overwhelming. I have a friend who told me that when he feels too much, it can cause him to pass out because it's so intense. The problem with this, however, is when we feel that much, it goes on in here, but we can't translate it outside. It's like the links between our brain and our facial expressions, or how we have to translate it into verbal instructions, got cut off. And we have to fix those links first before we can translate it. We have to understand first, like, why are we feeling this tsunami? What's the importance of it? How come we are feeling a tsunami? And then we can start translating it. But that process can take quite a long time. So when you have someone with autism and they're feeling something, they can be very all over the place and angry or acting in a manner that you find very inappropriate. And they themselves cannot place it because they're still busy, swimming in a tsunami, fighting for their lives. And when they then tell you they're feeling something and you're telling them, no, you're not, you're discrediting them completely. You're devaluating them completely. You're telling them that it's not real what they feel when it's real to them. And that's the worst thing you can do to anyone, whether it be someone with autism or neurotypical. It doesn't matter. When they feel something, it is real to them. Their shoes got wet, their socks got wet, they're covered in a tsunami. It doesn't really matter how you want to see it. The thing is, it's real to them. And you should always be understanding to that. Even though it may seem silly to you, like, why are you just acting the way you do about something that is seemingly so silly to me? But it's important to them. And it's no more than respectful for you to anticipate onto that and tell them, I can see this is really upsetting to you. Those words, just those tiny little words, can mean the world of difference to someone, because they will feel understood and acknowledged in their being. When you don't do that, Let's say for an example that you don't do that. Like, you have a friend with Asperger's syndrome and she's really upset and she's annoying and she's being bitter and you don't know why and she doesn't know why, and you're telling her to just get over it, you know. The person with ASD will feel like you're not taking her seriously, and her feelings will linger because she can't let them go, because no one's taking her seriously. No one's really validating the way she feels. No one's really understanding why she feels the way she does. So she keeps it as a ball inside and she holds on to that. And holding on to feelings is at about the worst thing you can do, because you're not allowing yourself to let go and allowing yourself to make room for new things. You're not allowing yourself to break free and move forward. Also, when you have someone with ASD or you have Asperger's syndrome yourself, this is also very important for people who have autism. When you have troubles or you are upset over a certain feeling, it means you yourself have a certain passion for whatever lies behind those feelings. For example, when you're feeling excruciatingly lonely, and people with Asperger's syndrome do feel that from time to time because the world is so ununderstanding, the feeling or the drive behind that is that you want to be recognized by someone. You want to have companionship. That is the drive behind it. So you've got feeling of loneliness versus I want companionship. So whether you have autism or you're the neurotypical looking at it, you have those two things. Loneliness, companionship. So the trick is to recognize the feelings. So I understand that I'm feeling lonely, and have your environment recognize them as well. This is really crucial. I understand that you're feeling lonely, and I understand that this must be so very hard for you. Or even when you don't understand it, just let them know, you know, this must be so very hard on you, but I don't quite understand it. Can you please explain this to me? You validate the person in their being. Then comes the next step, is to change or redirect the feeling of loneliness into understanding that it's all about companionship, or whatever it is it's about. And rather than being stuck to the feeling of loneliness because you validated that, you recognized it, you honored that feeling, you honored their personality, you honored what they feel in this moment, you can now work together from feeling lonely to understanding it's all about companionship, and understanding that together you did this, so you have companionship. And that's really important. So what anyone feels at any given time is real. This is important. Validating that is important. Not only for yourself, but for the person in front of you as well, because you're giving them room to move on. You're giving them the freedom to let go, because the feeling was recognized as being real. And therefore, you're not putting things in your head, so you can let it go and make room for new things, happier things. Things that make you happy, that make your environment happy, that set you free, that make you smile. And that is really, really important. And I know it's really easy to compare your own feelings to someone else's, but that is the worst thing you can do. Everyone is unique, and celebrate that uniqueness. Understand that everyone is unique and celebrate that with them. Even when they're sad, tell them, you know what, you're sad right now, and I understand how hard this is for you. I just want to sit here and hold your hand, or have a cup of tea, or have a jar of cookies, have a jelly baby. Watch Doctor Who, draw, walk together, be in silence, but recognize the person who is standing in front of you and validate them always, so they can move on from what is making them feel sad. That was it for today. I hope you guys liked it, and I will be speaking to you soon with more tips for raising your Aspie children and other things. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye.